Oh, oh, I see something over on the side panel.
Ba-da-da-da.
So,
We are live.
Hello, live.
hello everyone. Give us just a second. We're still working out some stuff. Well, you can see us. Hello. We're trying to do video broadcast tonight. Hopefully it's smooth and we don't have a ton of packet loss or anything crazy like that. Because that'll really screw us over. But I'm trying to get some volume adjusted, and I need to get Ray in here. I think Ray, everyone can hear you now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I should hope so.
Yes. Except your face is right in the center of the screen.
Not helpful.
You're not face.
My not face.
So I'll make you
I am here to embody and represent the void.
Yeah,
I am the night part of the Night Mother.
Siren head in profile.
Yeah. I just had to make you a tiny little box down there somewhere. It looks like our watermark cut out or something. But that'll work.
Oh, that's okay.
Let me see. Somewhere.
Do you ever feel like a tiny box drifting through the wind?
Every day of my life. Okay, so how's it looking? People watching, if there's people watching yet, which it looks like there are. Does it look like video smooth? Any bumps like day one where we were just like roboting it?
It looks like we're okay from my end, at least.
Benchmark.
Maybe. It depends if the video continues to run smoothly, which Lightstream hopefully will let it continue to do so. Okay, so let me launch out our live tweet and we'll get started then. I'm glad we have video. I'll do some talking while I'm getting this tweet out. So first of all, hello everyone and welcome to Transient Presents Sleep Sayeth the Night Mother episode 6. I know we were supposed to be doing episode 7, but due to some crazy Hive issues last week, we did not air. So instead we're doing episode 6 this week. We are sponsored by HomeGas AB, the creators of Cult Divinity Lost 4th edition. And tonight we're doing a special episode giveaway. We'll be doing that at 7:15. We'll be announcing the winner of that giveaway. Yeah, so first we'll do our little plugs real quick while we're getting these tweets set out. So I'm your host, Transient, your storyteller, and with me tonight, as always, is my co-host and player of Emily Westhouse, Marlo. Say hello to everyone. Let them know where to find you and how you're doing.
Hi, I'm Marlo. You can find me at Marlo Bogwitch. That's Bogwitch with 2 G's on Twitter. I have a pinned post there. Other than being here on Wednesdays, I am also here on Fridays where we do After the Nightmare, a little horror talk show. We sometimes talk about the show. I think every other week we do some really great reviews of horror movies. And this week we're doing The Cube. So I was the only one, I think, who hadn't seen The Cube up until this point, and I love it, but that's all I'm going to say about it because that's for Friday. I also do other things. On a podcast, I'm on other streams, but just check out my pinned tweet. If you like what you see, check that out and see what other weird things I do because I do a lot of real world stuff. Thanks.
And also joining us back for another episode, who's been absent a couple times, and playing Jason Richter-Belmont is Ray. Unfortunately, they're not going to be on video because of a run-in with some spiders, but they're still here in spirit and voice. How are you today, Ray? Tell everyone where to find you.
Hello, I'm Ray. I'm really itchy. Really itchy. Gotta love the allergic reaction rashes coming out. Yeah, you can find me on Friends Who Roll Dice. I went ahead and co-founded that platform with a bunch of wonderful people. We stream on Mondays, we stream on Tuesdays, and we have a huge charity fundraiser, which I have just been informed is now going to be 8 shows and a 12-hour stream instead of the 4 we had planned. So, yeah, we raised over $5,000 last time, so we're hoping to do that again this time. Other than that, I'm cutting my teeth on TTRPG writing. I'm starting a RPG called As the Crow Flies, which is a cooperative-focused airship TTRPG set in Gasland Fantasy. And my ever writing of the setting guide that my first show on Mondays is set in, which I've been writing for 8 years, and it will be done eventually. I promise. It's just... yeah, apart from that, go ahead and follow me at Bearded Baymax on Twitter for anything else that I may have missed. I'm in a few places here and there. But yeah, that's me.
Awesome. And our newest cast member and joining us for their second episode is the wonderful Nico playing Hue Chroma. Nico, how are you? Tell people where to find you.
Hey, doing pretty groovy. My stuff's, like we've been saying, is my pin tweet, Satan Solarist. It's been an interesting week. Yeah, I'm excited to be in here. I think I'm planning on showing up to the horror talk on Friday, talking about one of my all-time favorite sci-fi and horror movies, Cube. Yeah, I got a lot to say.
I am definitely excited to talk about this movie. I've only seen it once, and it's a very long time ago. And I don't plan to watch it again until Thursday night, which I guess is tomorrow, right? I'm not sure if that's tomorrow or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, today's Wednesday. Yeah, so that's gonna be tomorrow night. I'm probably gonna sit down and watch that, and so it's just fresh in my head. But I'm really excited for it for sure. I said that I'm ready. I hope you guys are ready. You ready for to get this started?
Hell yeah, I'm ready to get scared.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Can you ever really be prepared?
One more tech test for us on our side. I had a cutout on my end, but it doesn't look like the stream cut out. Could you all still hear me while I was talking within the group here?
Yes.
Excellent. That means that this light stream. That means that this light stream is doing its job, and I just gotta ignore it by it's doing what it's doing. All right, we'll get started. This was a video test. There'll be ambience next time as long as it continues going smoothly. But actually, I can get a little bit more of ambiance. If you're just joining us, this is episode 6 of Sayeth the... Whoa, way too dark.
That didn't quite work.
No, it did not. So
Safe say the whoa. I love it.
Okay, just slightly darker. Don't worry. We started off with 4 survivors, and those 4 dwindled down to 2 as they entered the mountain town of Necrop. And now those, yeah, that was a shitty thing to say. But now that those, let me get back on track. Please, no racism in the chat, whether there's lemons or not lemons or anything like that involved. Back on track. We started with 4 survivors and lost 2 as they explored their way through the town of Nutcrop. As they proceeded to explore, our newest character, Hue Chroma, has joined them. And after a rough time in a changing house that they have discovered, they have finally found a moment to rest. And that's where we'll be picking up for today. Tonight we join our remaining survivors still in the warped pool room where we left them. In spite of the poor lighting and dark ichor which still coats the walls and fills the pool, it would seem that the survivors have finally managed to find a safe place to rest. So long as they stay away from the edge of the pool, of course. Having been driven to the point of mental and physical exhaustion, the three of you have kept quiet and away from one another as your trust in who is an ally continues to erode. Emily, still suffering from the effects of the ichor you ingested, you spent most of this time unconscious, and because of this, or perhaps driven by some unseen force, Jason, you have also taken this time to rest, leaving the freshest of you, Hue Chroma, to stand watch. Hue, as you sit alone beside the pool, you can hear a quiet humming coming from behind the twin doors which mark the only exit to the pool room. It is only you, and I let you lead the scene.
I'm gonna not quite get close enough to be heard, but just angle my head towards the door and see if I can pick up anything intelligible, or if it's just wordless.
I hit spacebar like we're using Zoom still. As you lean your head to get a better sense of what you hear, you can definitely tell that it's not the humming of a creature or a person. It is more so the sound of machinery humming softly. Some sort of generator, perhaps. Hello, Psychic. I will not do that in the future. I'm used to talking to people back on our Friday show. I will respond to you in chats.
Right.
Back into immersion.
Yeah. Okay, you froze up for a second there. It sounds more like the humming of a machine than what?
It sounds more like the humming of machinery than people or other kinds of creatures. The machine is similar to the humming of a large generator or perhaps an engine.
Screw it. I'm gonna walk up to the doors. Put my hand against it. Is it like a double door or?
Yes, it's a double swinging door.
Right. I'm gonna put my hand against it, see if I can feel what kind of vibration or whatever I can feel.
Reaching your hand out to touch the door, you press your hand where a darkened handprint seems to have already been located. Your hand resting against the metal, you're able to feel the soft vibrations of the engine humming on the other side, reverberating through the walls and thus back through the door into your hand. The windows are still blocked by the ichor, as they were before, so you cannot see through.
And this door, as far as I know, is an exit or goes further in? Or do we know?
You're unsure. You haven't seen this door opened at any point. Your way into the room, of course, was the hole that you fell through in the ceiling and into the ichor pool below.
Okay, I'm gonna walk back to the group and see if I can wake up Emily. I'm not gonna do this by myself.
Okay. Emily, as Hue Chroma approaches you, you are semi-awakened by the sound of their boots falling upon the tile of the poolside. As the distance closes, you're able to open your eyes some, but the ichor that you breathed in and swallowed earlier has made it quite difficult for you to do very much. It seems to be sapping a lot of the strength from your body.
What is it? What's that sound? You're muted.
As I was saying. No space bar. Okay. It's some kind of generator or something. This is a machine through this double door over here. I don't know where it goes. I don't know if it goes outside, if it goes further in. I haven't seen it opened. It is like soft vibration against the door, so it's something moving. Air is being displaced and vibrated by something noisy.
Okay, well, let me see if I can. Let me see if I. Let me see if I can get up. Ugh. I'm gonna attempt to get up.
You need a hand?
Yeah.
You do your best to endure your injuries and rise to your feet. Meanwhile, Jason, you're awoken by the sound of them talking from the other side of the pool, seeing as you have separated yourself to the other side and allow the ichor to separate you at great length.
I imagine I'm probably pulling myself up and looking straight towards the door that I saw that figure walk through.
Turning your attention back to the double doors that Hue Chroma was just inspecting, you are able to more plainly see the handprint that they just missed before putting their hand upon the door. It is made in the same thick blood that made the footprints along the tile before it that led you to what you assume to be the Night Mother. The door still sits still. It doesn't look like she's coming back to bring you any sort of attention. You can assume that you're on your own now.
I think I watched towards the door for a little while, just absent-mindedly rocking the revolver from hand to hand, taking a look at the pool of ichor that I managed to completely avoid, one way or another, staring at my companions and just having this strong sense of guilt set in, this survivor's guilt almost. I imagine I just keep staring plainly.
As these feelings well inside of you, they'll grow stronger and take hold as though there's some kind of gnarled brambles gripping onto your soul, seemingly amplified by this place that you find yourself in. Emily, though it is at first difficult, you manage to find your second wind, and with a little help from Hue Chroma, rise easily to your feet and find your balance. You're free to do as you please.
I stand up, still kind of sputtering and coughing, trying to get that stuff out of me. And then I lean back over, not over the pool, but like close to the pool, far away from them, and try to stick my finger down my throat to get it to come out. I won't do that on stream. So.
As you stick your finger down your throat in an attempt to make yourself vomit, the ichor that coats the inside of your mouth also begins to coat your hand like a slick oil. Eventually, you hit the little dangly in the back of your throat and quickly vomit up a vast amount of the black ichor that you swallowed while drowning in the pool. It seems to be more than your stomach contents could possibly hold. And it's quite painful enough to bring you to your knees for a moment. But once it's out, you feel much better.
God. Okay, so are we gonna investigate the sound or what?
Yeah, I mean, no other way out. We came through the ceiling. Windows are covered. And we know for a fact that something that can and wants to kill us is in this immediate area. I mean, it's cool that it's like contained to the pool right now. I don't know if that's going to be something permanent, if it's just fucking with us. I don't know. So, this is not a relaxing day at the pool for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah. Not a relaxing day at the pool for sure.
As you have this discussion, the humming from behind the door will grow louder for a moment, and then there will be a sharp and sudden bang, as though something has just backfired, definitely leading you to believe that the sound is some sort of engine. There'll be a rattling as though some sort of metal on metal is falling, and then it'll be cut off along with the hum from behind the door, leaving only silence.
Why is that feeling like par for the frickin' course? I still vote we go towards the banging. Backfiring engine is something I understand more than pool monster. I mean, I know dick about engines, but they're a thing.
Yeah. Jason, you coming?
My eyes kind of trail over and take a few seconds to kind of click. Yeah. No point staying here, right? I go ahead and pull myself up to my feet. I'm a little wobbly, so I kind of steady myself. I go ahead and put the gun in my pocket. Out of everything we've heard so far, I don't know whether this is the best sound we've heard or the worst, but let's find out, huh?
I hope it's not Stanley.
The tractor motherfucker?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were a bit distraught when you found out that I had seen him. So maybe a little rundown while we walk.
Sure. Well, I would imagine Emily starts walking and talking with her hands, gesturing. So we were walking through the woods. We were chasing after Jason because there was like a hole he went down into or had to have gone down into. But he doesn't remember it. But we saw it. So me and Stella, the lady, well, yeah, the one you, yeah. And we were coming out of this hole that led like through like a tunnel system that's under the city. And so then we were coming out and there was a shed and well, our friend was inside. Oh, but you didn't get to meet that friend. That was, anyway, we were well, they were in there and we thought they were dead, but it was a skin thing. Am I making any sense?
70-30?
Well, so then we heard this sound and we like looked outside of the shed where our friend was, and then there was a big machine. And that machine took our friend. Our friend's name was Nicholas, by the way. They were they tried to kill me too. That's what I was talking about. My friends have been trying to kill me because they have. Anyway, this thing, his name was Stanley, and it looked like it was a machine, but then it looked like a bunch of wriggling mass of bodies, and then there was like a hook, and then like it hooked our friend Nicholas in the leg, on like the thigh, ripped a lot of leg meat off. Um, but we got Nicholas out of that situation, kind of out of the frying pan into the fryer situation. Anyway, whole thing is it was Stanley's shack all along, and he was supposed to tear it down, or that's what they said. Anyway, it was a whole thing. But Stanley is not what he appears to be, probably to you. If he looked like what he looked like to me when I first saw him.
It's
Yeah,
so
just
funny how crazy that sounds out loud.
I
God.
As you enter through the double doors and exit the pool room, listening to Emily's recap of what has happened to them since getting off of the bus. Yeah, as after getting off of the bus in the town of Nakrot, you are struck with a sudden feeling of not being where you were previously. Obviously in the sense that you just left one room, but also in the sense that just the simple plane of existence you're on is different. There's something in the heaviness of your step, in the way that the blood flows through your body, or the way that the sound of the breeze touches your ear. It's a sense of wrongness that you can't quite place. You now stand in a fairly wide hallway. The end is a T intersection with a single door, where the wall would usually end in a dead end. This door is open, and through it you can see the flickering lights. You can see through the flickering lights the generator you heard before. It fills most of the room, and it seems like a man is hunkered down next to it, doing his best to work on it. Next to him is an old rusted toolbox. You're free to do as you wish.
So T intersection, so there's the door and then there's hallway to left and right.
Whichever one of you wishes to go.
Oh, did you not hear Nico was speaking about the T section?
Oh,
Yeah,
I can't hear at all.
Test, test, test.
Oh, now I can hear.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, I was. It's a T intersection, so it's like the door and then a hallway to left and right.
Affirmative.
Okay. I'm gonna look to left and right and see what is down either hallway while keeping sneaky sneak. I'd rather dude not notice me just yet.
Looking down to the left, you can see the open door of an old-time elevator, the kind with the pull-open grate and the lever. Looking to the right, you can see an opening into some sort of lobby. Most of the power in this area is out, so you can't really see that far into it other than knowing that it opens into some sort of expansive room.
To the other two, it's like you think you know who this guy is, or random.
I don't recognize him. I don't think I do, anyway.
Avoid or engage.
I mean, I wasn't exactly looking to get married on this trip. Never mind, it's a stupid joke. Nervous. We'll just avoid who we can. It's probably best. We don't know. Look, the last person that I tried to tangle with because I thought they were fine dragged me under the stairs and almost killed me, so I'd rather stay away from rather stay away from any kind of encounters, to be honest.
Slip to the right.
I'll follow your lead.
Sneak to the right.
Emily, do you agree with your fellow survivors?
Yeah, I'm watching him as we scoot to the right, though. Not like doing like a sidle.
Okay. As you, as the three of you sneak along the wall, watching the man in the generator room, he doesn't seem to notice you. He also doesn't seem to really be listening to the conversation you're having. In fact, he just seems to be kind of grumbling angrily to himself that he can't get this generator fixed. The normal things that you expect to hear. Uh, you know, oh, fuck. This piece of shit. He throws a wrench across the room at one point, and though his head turns in your direction, he doesn't seem to notice you. But Emily, for a moment you seem to recognize him. Something about the scruff of his beard and the softness of his eyes, even with the dirt that's sprayed across his face. He kind of rubs his eye with a flannel sleeve before pushing that sleeve up and going back to pick up his wrench and getting back to work on the generator once more.
Wait. And as I look at him, I'm trying to like pull some strings in my memory. Things have been so fucked up for this period of time. And as I look at him, I'm like, oh shit. Stu?
As you say the name, the man will stop for a moment and kind of look around. Turning, he'll finally seem to notice the three of you. He's quite tall, at least over 6 feet, and pretty heavy set, but stocky and strong for his build. He wears a red flannel, now with the sleeves rolled up, and usual blue jeans, but like the dirt on his face, it's also strewn across his clothing, and the look in his gentle eyes seems almost lost. He holds his wrench in a shaking hand. Who's there?
Friend of yours?
Yeah, my old boss. Stu, it's me, Emily.
I don't know any Stu. Come more into the light so I can see you better.
No, I wouldn't recommend it.
Stu.
He kind of squints his eyes, trying to see the three of you better in the dark hallway. The only light truly comes from the generator room that he's in.
Maybe he's just confused. We're all pretty confused. I step forward into the light.
Yeah, but he's a confused guy with a wrench.
Many wrenches.
He kind of leans forward to look at you better. Oh, thank heavens, you're human. Well, come on in here. It's not safe out there in the hallway. I don't know any Stu. My name's Michael, but at least we can help each other out, I think.
Oh. I thought you were... Michael, no offense. We've dealt with a lot of people, and people hadn't been so kind.
I definitely know what you're talking about, miss. I woke up here in this weird house, and I've just been trying to get out for days now. Maybe longer. I don't know. But at some point the power went out, and after going through the dark, I found this room, and I've just been trying to get this generator fixed. Listening to him speak, he definitely sounds like Stu. The accent is perfect. The hit on the vowels is identical. For all intents and purposes, you would assume this was his clone.
You just look so much like Stu. Stu was my old boss at the coffee shop. Stu's Brews.
Thanks, I hate it.
As she mentions this, the two of you actually have a kind of dawning recollection inside of you about this coffee shop name. Somewhere you have been before. memory isn't exactly clear, as everything before you arrived in this place is a haze. Even if you try to concentrate as hard as you can, even the memory of what you were doing just before you came out into the pool room is hazy. But definitely something familiar is dawning upon you.
So, Michael, any idea what the generator's for? I mean, is it just the lights, or?
As far as I can tell, it's controlled all the power for everything. The elevator, the lights, some of the weird keycard doors I've found. But I haven't been able to get it working again. I got it for a few minutes, and then the damn thing just kicked back off.
Have you just been in the house? Like, since you got here?
That's a good point, yeah. Have you managed to get outside? Has it just been in here?
At one point I managed to find an outdoor courtyard, but it was blocked in. I could see a gate, but no matter how close I tried to get, it stayed the same distance. There was something in the dark, so I just came back inside.
Yeah, this place will do that to you. Very much so. You were saying you were thankful that we were human? What have you seen in the corridors?
Yeah, speaking of which, come on, why don't you all get in this room a little bit more so we can shut this door? There's awful things I've seen in the dark.
I don't doubt it. Let's... I head in.
He'll step out of the way to allow you to enter if you wish.
Yeah, I'm heading in.
With respect, I'd rather go ahead and check through this room before you go ahead and shut us in here. As my friend Emily said, people haven't really been kind to us.
That's understandable. Here, feel free to check, and you know what? I'll even give you my weapon just so you feel safer. He'll throw his wrench down onto the tool chest, and reaching into his back waistband, he'll pull out a Desert Eagle 45. Flipping it over to hold it by the barrel, he'll hold it out to you, Hue.
That's a heavy piece of equipment for a repair guy.
Jason, Emily, when do y'all want to handle that?
He'll kind of hold it between everyone.
You know how to use one of those?
Me?
Well, I've got one, so...
Well, why does... Oh, yeah, that's right. You shot Stella in the head. And she grabs it.
Very couth. And very couth.
I thought we were past the point of couth.
That's a fair point. But yeah, I can say I'm taking a break from the point and click death.
We'll drop the gun into Emily's hands. Sorry.
All right.
I don't know if you heard me there. My microphone said it was muted.
Yeah.
We heard you.
Excellent. With Emily having the gun, he'll step out of the room, but try to stay in the lit area outside of the doorway as much as possible, warily looking out into the dark areas of the hall. feel free to look around, but be quick about it. Like I said, I've seen some weird things.
Oh, I am definitely taking a look around. Sorry, go on.
I'll keep an eye out into the hallway, just peeking through the door, more or less.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Jason do the looking. I'm gonna hold the gun down, pointed down at the ground. At least I know muzzle safety.
Jason, as they move back into the hallway, you're free to investigate the room and ask your 3 questions as you see fit. As you do so, Hugh, you begin to have a strange feeling deep within you, as though something is watching you from the darkness in the direction of the elevator. Slowly, Michael also begins to look in that direction. Jason, you may ask all 3 of your questions.
Okay. So I guess the first and most pressing thing is there anything in here that's going to hurt us? Is probably the most important thing to find out.
There's nothing out of the ordinary, which includes a danger high voltage sign, which obviously the generator could kill you. Outside of that, there's nothing else in here. There's the generator, the toolbox, what looks to be a small sink in the corner with a bucket beneath it, and little else.
So I guess this probably answers my next question, which is there any other way out of this room, or is it just the one doorway?
There's a grate located in the ceiling. It is approximately 4.5 feet by 4.5 feet. You could likely fit through there if you wanted to.
Okay. I don't think I need my third. I think I'm happy just with those answers. Empty room with a big old ceiling grate. Alright. I'll go ahead and finish kind of taking a quick look around. I'll turn and lock eyes with Hue and just give a nod.
We good? We're good? We're clear? Okay, I'm step inside.
You can go ahead and close the door, buddy.
Yeah. We're good?
Mike?
Everybody in?
Yeah.
Michael will hurry inside once Emily and Hugh do so, and then quickly close the door behind all of you. After doing so, you'll see him put his weight against the door and kind of hold up his hand as though asking you to be quiet. After a few heartbeats, there'll be the sound of something metal being dragged across the tile floor just outside the doorway. It passes from the side of the elevator towards the open expanse of the lobby, and then fades from earshot. Michael lets out a sigh of relief, and then takes his weight off of the door, moving back over to the generator and looking at the exposed spark plugs. It's at least safe in here while we've got the light, and I don't think anything saw, at least didn't see me.
There was definitely something looking.
What is it?
I don't know. I know when I'm being watched, and I was being watched.
Michael will sit down and look over his shoulder at you, Hue Chroma. And then kind of shrugging, will look at all 3 of you, saying that he's determined he can't underestimate any of you in this situation. Any of you know anything about generators?
Generators. I majored in history. Yeah, engineering's not my style.
Plug it in there, it powers that. They take gas. They test once a week. I mean, I've worked with them. I've never worked on them.
Just my luck. I'd find humans and they'd have no idea how to help me. Well, I guess... Look, this is what I'm missing. At least one of these spark plugs is bad. There's got to be another generator somewhere in this huge building. There's no way that this one powers the entire thing. Maybe if we can find the other one, we can power up this side.
So are these
at a time?
Are these like the little microchip looking spark plugs, or are they the big screw-in type spark plugs?
He'll hunker down for a moment in front of the opening he was working on before, and after a bit of huffing, he'll pull off one of the larger screw-in spark plugs and hold it out to you as an example. You can take this one with you. But I think if we can get at least half lit at a time, we can freely explore and hopefully find a way out.
Well, hey, if we run into any plate glass, this will come in handy anyway.
He kind of smiles a little bit, but it seems he's been trapped alone in this place for so long that his sense of humor is pretty much gone.
Makes sense.
I don't get it. Why plate glass?
This casing's ceramic, and if you chip off a piece of it, you can toss it in the lower corner of a plate glass window and it'll shatter like that.
Oh, Hugh. Just teaching me new stuff every day. We've met each other one day, and that's the one thing you taught me so far. But that's cool. I'm looking forward to more.
Shop was broken into a few times. Ended up getting bars on the window, but yeah, that's how they did it every time.
Good to know.
Look, I don't want to interrupt your little getting to know each other thing, but I'd really like to get out of here, if that's okay.
Oh, absolutely, and I'm perfectly open to any suggestions.
Here, I know for a fact that there's a staircase on the other side of the lobby. It should be able to take you down a couple floors. And last I went that way, there was another hallway that led off to the right. If you follow that, maybe it'll lead you to the lit side. I never know in this place. But here, he'll reach down into his toolbox and pull from it a large D-box battery, which he'll hold out for one of you to take. It doesn't really seem to matter which one of you does so.
I'll grab it.
He'll nod at you as you take the light, and along with it, he'll also hand you the wrench that he used to remove the spark plug with. You'll need this too. I wouldn't lose it, otherwise we're kind of screwed. It's the only one I've got.
Noted.
All I can say is be careful. Mark your way somehow. Don't trust that you're going the same way every time. You know what I mean? There's a slight twinge in his eye. You can tell being here has started to get to him.
Yeah, I'm getting a pretty good understanding I'm seeing a lot of examples of how this house works. I don't think I'm actually understanding a damn thing, but I get you.
Well, that's all I really have to help. You can rest here as much as you want. I'm going to keep trying to get the rest of this fixed in the meantime, see what else we might have to replace. Any of you are welcome to stay here if you want to. He'll dig around in his pocket, and then he'll take from it a old flip phone, which Emily, you recognize definitely as the phone that Stu used to carry around. He didn't really like smartphones very much. Here, can I get one of your numbers? Maybe you can get service enough to call me, and if you get lost.
Take my number. Just as an experiment. And I rattle off 555-8326.
He puts it into the phone and hits call, and a look of surprise comes on his face for a moment. It's it's already in here somehow. It's the strangest thing.
Are you bullshitting me? Or are you Stu and you don't remember?
I really don't know who this Stu is, but look, you can take the phone. I can trade phones with one of you. Look, I even have my ID. He puts his phone away and quickly pulls out his wallet to show you his ID, which does say Michael on it.
Okay, Stu. I see your game.
Do you?
No, I don't know why he's pretending to be Michael. Or how he got an ID that says Michael, but that is Stu.
He'll kind of take a step back, nervously eyeing the gun that he trustingly gave you and now you grip in your hands. He'll kind of begin to hold his hands up. Look, I don't want any trouble here. I'm telling you the truth. I've just been stuck here. I'm Michael. I'm not this Stu.
I'm going to try to read him.
All right. As Emily does her role for observing or reading a person, we'll go ahead and do our giveaway. So tonight, thanks to our sponsor, Helmgast AB, we're giving away a free PDF copy of Cult Divinity Lost 4th Edition. We ran a little thing on Twitter today, and those who liked and retweeted got entries. And so the winner today is at Lanny Dandy on Twitter. I believe she also goes by Obi. So I don't know if she is listening right now, but if you are, congratulations. If not, we will be sending you that code at the end of the show, and likely in a DM. So congratulations on that, and for the rest of you, and enjoy the rest of the show. We're glad you can be here. Emily, as you look to Michael and do your best to read him, you can definitely tell that, at least as far as he believes, he is telling the truth. He believes that he is Michael, not Stu.
We're going to figure this out. You're going to remember who you are. Stukel.
Okay, hold on. So my nose is running, and I turned around, and now Stukel.
I can...
No breaking the narrator.
Sorry. I can, since I've got the bigger gun, I think I'll go. Rather than stay, be the one. If somebody wants to stay, it's not going to be me.
He's still gonna kind of just stand back against the generator, waiting for you all to make your decision. He doesn't really trust that you're not gonna blow him away with that Desert Eagle. And
I don't think I realize how high powered this Desert Eagle is.
I'm just staring at you. I'm literally just, the entire time, I'm just staring at you, just kind of like, she's going to blow her own brains out. I don't know how she's going to do it, but she's going to manage it.
I didn't even think about that.
Can we just breathe? I mean, we can't really leave him without any way to protect himself.
Yeah, I really don't want to be left here with no protection at all. But I really don't want to be left here with her either. You know what I mean? No offense.
I would never hurt you. That doesn't sound very...
It's oddly unconvincing. Damn.
I'll go ahead and pull my own revolver and just say, well, we do have this as well.
He'll look even more worried.
It's not like we'd be going unarmed. So if you want to go ahead and give it back to him, you can. But I feel like whoever wants to go. But we're not going to get out of here by just standing here.
Agreed.
He'll kind of look at both of your weapons a little more worried that more guns are being pulled out. But he will point out to you, Emily, that the gun you're holding does only have about 4 bullets left in it. So I'm not sure how many rounds you've got left. You kind of gesture towards Jason. But if it means anything, you might have to be sparing.
I'm not convinced how much help they're going to be to begin with. That I'm not really certain that's how things work here, but y'all knock yourselves out.
Yeah, I agree with you. It seems that, it seems that avoidance is the best procedure right now.
So, let's leave Mr. Desert Eagle .50 with Stu Mike here. And we'll go see what's down those stairs.
Sure. I turn it around and hand it to him butt first. See, I wasn't going to shoot you. Don't you feel silly?
He'll quickly take the gun from you and hold it close to him. He'll kind of lean back further. Yeah, I guess so. It's clear that you may not look as sane as you think you do. He'll move back, giving you 3 enough room to move out as you see fit. I'm just going to close the door behind you all. Just do some kind of, I don't know, special knock or something to let me know it's you when you get back.
Shave it and haircut?
That'll work. Shave and a haircut. 2 pence.
No creepy pasta's complete without a creepy pop culture reference.
All right. The sooner we go ahead and get rid of this, the sooner we can get the hell out of here. Shall we?
As the 3 of you move back out into the hallway, Michael will quickly close the door behind you and you'll hear the latch quickly close locked, the deadbolt sliding home. It's clear that unless you have the proper knock, he has no intention of letting you or anyone else back into that room with him. Emily giving him a fright probably didn't help. The choice of which way to go down the halls remains the same, though with the generator door closed and the flashlights off, you stand in pitch darkness. It's unclear if the thing that was walking around before is still here, but you at least don't feel watched this time.
So, heading towards the right? Right? You said something about stairs?
You know, first of all, Emily, did you really have to?
Have to what?
The first person that didn't immediately try and kill us You had to go ahead and scare the life out of them.
What do you mean, scare him?
You started eyeing the man up and down like it was a goddamn oasis in the middle of the desert.
It's
You were
Stu.
holding a gun.
It was Stu. If you knew Stu, you'd know he'd never act like he was Michael. It wouldn't make any sense. And I don't know what you're talking about. I was just trying to get him to be honest.
Emily, nothing in this place makes sense. At the end of the day, he's the first person we've seen, apart from Hue here, in a very long time that hasn't tried to immediately kill us. Or immediately ask for this.
Thanks for that, Hugh. Really appreciate it. I really appreciate that Stukel didn't kill us too, but here's the deal. He was pretending to be someone he's not, or he doesn't know who he is. Either way, maybe a scare would make him remember, and I didn't even intend to scare him at all. I'm sorry.
See, I don't think interpersonal interactions are gonna really be translated very clear in a situation like this. We're gonna mistake each other a lot. I think that's part of the point.
Yeah, what they said.
I think one of the biggest risks in here is one of us going over the edge a little bit and blowing somebody's head off that they shouldn't have blown the head off of. Yeah.
Do you think you couldn't trust me with that gun?
I trust me, and I'm not even certain 100% on that.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't trust yourself, and you shouldn't trust anybody. Smart move. But I was never going to shoot Stukel. I swear.
Okay. Wasn't saying you were. See? This is my point. Everybody breathe. We're all in the not want to die camp. So chill the fuck out. Let's go check out these stairs, see what we can find. Keep an eye out for some kind of fucking source of light. I'm going to be running my hands along the wall, see if I can find a damn light switch. Because who knows? Maybe one works. It's not like, the generator being necessary to power lights is anything but fucking arbitrary. Like, I mean, we get that, right? Like, the fact that these lights need power makes no sense here in and of itself.
No, of course it doesn't.
Like, I mean, electricity, what the fuck? Something is clearly just deciding that this generator is a thing.
You could tell me the lights ran off of piss, and I'd believe you at this point.
It's her. I just grit my teeth.
Her
Carry
who?
on. I keep walking.
As you walk into the darkness, you will feel a calm going over you. And as you get further away from the other two, their presence will slowly slip from your mind, as though they were never there with you to begin with.
Gonna put my arm out, touch the wall, kind of try to orient myself. Not certain how long I've been where I am, so a little disoriented.
You're still in the same hall. As Jason forgets the presence of Emily and Hue Chroma, you find stabilization, and you and Emily still stand outside at the door to the generator. A small amount of light from within shines from beneath the door, allowing you to kind of get your bearings for a moment.
You okay?
Yeah.
Was it Jason?
Jason shouldn't go on his own, though.
Do we still see him?
You can no longer see Jason in the darkness. It's hard enough just to see the two of you, and you're only a couple of feet from each other.
Jason.
Your voice echoes down the hallway.
Jason.
Jason, you do not hear the call of Hue Chroma, but you hear the soft whisper of the Night Mother as she croons your name against your ear. It comforts you and drives you further into the darkness. Hugh, you hear Jason's voice repeat your name back to you from the dark.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. I don't ever trust it. If I can't see it coming out of their mouth, I don't trust it.
Yeah, I don't really care if that's Jason or not.
Let's go. Let's go find him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take off.
Emily, or Hugh, do you go with Emily?
Yes, I do.
You cut out for a moment.
Yes, I do.
As the two of you go into the darkness, you can feel it begin to envelop you. Without a light to cut through it, it's hard to keep your bearings, but with the wall beside you, you can continue to move forward, at least until you reach the opening where you assume the lobby to be. Hugh, the room seems to expand before you farther than you could ever fathom a room to be expanded. It reminds you of the strange smoke-filled room that you entered before you came to this place. It immediately grows some unease in your subconscious as the vast space seems to continue on.
This place is really open. Put my hood up.
Do I hear them say that?
Yes, they're right beside you in the dark.
Reach out and grab Emily's arm, just almost reflexively. What's this look like? Like, what are you seeing?
Emily, to you, you see mostly darkness, of course, but your eyes are adjusted enough you can make out the dim outline of perhaps a chair and a desk. It's definitely a medium-sized lobby of some sort.
It's a lobby. Looks like there might be a receptionist desk or something.
This is really big. I'm seeing. You ever see Brazil? Like huge rooms. Just this. I don't see the ceiling. I don't know if there's an edge.
It's not that. I mean, it's not like. I mean, like the lobby for like my lawyer's office is like way bigger than this. It's got like 2-story. Like this doesn't even look. This looks like a. I don't know. It looks like a doctor's office lobby or something. It's not that big. But this is a thing that this place does. I'll see something that you won't see, or you'll see something that I won't see. So it's probably playing off of fear. Are you afraid of big places?
Not a fan.
Ah, that's what it's doing. Don't worry about it. Or do. Maybe. Who knows?
As you have this conversation, seeming to forget about your light source, Emily, you'll begin to hear a strange noise from the hallway behind you where you just came. It will be the sounds of some kind of struggle. And at first you're confused. And then you hear the sound of Michael begging someone to stop before the sound of a single shot rings out down the hallway, followed by silence. Hue, for you, this shot pulls the room you're in back in around you, and you once more find yourself in a smaller space, much more like the one that Emily can sense herself standing within.
Is that a gunshot?
Yeah, we gotta go.
Let's go. Okay.
Mhm.
It's a room now. That way?
I tug them back that direction.
You're muted. You're still muted. No, you're not muted.
Me?
Yes.
I tug them back that direction towards Michael.
As you move back down the hallway, Jason, as you move through the darkness, the Night Mother continues to sing softly to you, her crooning words in a language ancient and unknown to humankind, at least not any time recently. It comforts you in a way that you thought you could never be comforted, more than your mother holding you in her arms as a small infant. And eventually, through the dark, you end up before a door. The door is familiar, but you're not very sure from where or why. Gently, feminine hands slide over your shoulders, and this time, when the Night Mother whispers, you can feel her warm breath upon your skin. Go inside, Jason. Mother is hungry.
What changed? As soon as I got here, as soon as we got here, everyone's tried to make our lives a living hell. You've tried to kill us, you've tried to maim us, you have these servants bending to your will. And I'm afraid. I'm so afraid. I'm trying to keep it together as best I can, and every time I try, you turn around and make something worse. And now, suddenly everything's okay. I watched as you dropped them into the pool and you lifted me safely away. Those creatures, they don't try and harm me anymore. What do you want from me?
I need you, Jason. This is where you belong, and without you, I cannot continue to exist. Would you like to see what I have in store for you?
The others aren't here, are they? It's just me and you, isn't it?
You speak of the woman and the experimented upon one. She asks you, And though she has leaned away, her hand still rests upon your shoulders, keeping you in place in front of the door.
Hugh is new, but he doesn't seem like they don't seem like a bad person. Perhaps, perhaps their, humor is what we'll need to get out of this. And Emily is losing her fucking mind. I don't know whether it's denial, whether I could have done something better or I could have done something different, but fuck, you saved me so many times. Why have you not saved them? No, I know the answer.
My poor child. You understand so little. She will slide her hands up the sides of your neck slowly until she cups your jaw, her sharp nails sliding across your flesh as she positions her hands behind your ears and then pushes softly and bending her thumbs to the knuckle inside of your skull. Within moments, your vision leaves you, and instead you are granted the gift of sight. In this vision, you rush through the dark tunnels of a cave, going further and further down through the strange sort of mine. You feel light and free, as though this is where you truly belong and where you still must go. As you near the bottom of the mine, it opens to a large round chamber, and sitting in the center of this chamber is a man in a wooden chair. To the left of him sits a wooden carved owl, its wings spread. These wings rise high into the air, far higher than the size of the body of the owl itself, and upon their steel-tipped feathers is impaled Emily, her upper torso upon one wing and her lower half upon the other. To the other side is a second owl, though this one does not have its wings spread, and instead they are cast down as it perches upon the body of Hue Chroma, its claws buried deep as though in some sort of prey. Behind them is a tree of several faces. It whispers of things unknown. And finally, in the center is the man upon the chair, his body bloated and withered, but recognizable. So similar to your own, yet distant. Related by blood surely in some way, but their body is bloated and green and grotesque. Certain parts of their skin is ripped apart to show muscle beneath which rots green as ichor and small maggots spill forth. Its mouth opens, and the voice familiar to you from before speaks out. Come to me, Jason. This is where you belong. You must take this place. You must feed the Night Mother. Though it speaks, his voice does not move, the mouth only hanging open as though on broken jaw, so that the words come out from somewhere deep within it. As you are forced to move closer, you watch something strange move beneath its skin. First a hand, and then the soft impression of a face. and then what you are sure is the impression of a claw as it threatens to rip through. The man-thing groans. When you feed it, she will finally come forth. We only need you. We need you, Jason. Her fingers are pulled forth from behind your head once more, and with it the vision is taken away with a sudden spike of pain that goes through your head like an ice pick, worse than any migraine you felt before. Whispers go through your mind of what you've seen. Do you recognize the man now as one of fellow Richter? Though the memories that flow somewhere distant in your childhood's past do not remember him as such a grotesque beast. And in fact, if Nicholas were alive, he would be able to tell you that that man looked quite similar to one Peter Rifton that he happened to meet just before he met his own demise. Now, Jason, I must feed. You find your hand upon the knob of the door. The deadbolt unlocks. Her hands leave your sides, and you are left alone.
For she had eyes and chose me. An apt quote, isn't it, Othello? I thought for so long, looking at all this, finding out about all this. There's no different way, is there? We're just entwined with powers we don't understand. I'm not committing to anything, but I will see what you have to offer. And I will turn the knob and push the door open.
As you push the door open, you'll be greeted by the back of Michael. He is once more hunkered in front of the generator, and seeing as the spark plug has been removed, he is no longer working on it. He seems kind of in a haze almost, one arm against the generator as he leans on it, his other holding a flask low to his side. It seems to be empty as the lid's unscrewed and no liquid pours out. On the bottom of the flask, you see engraved the initials SB as he drunkenly mumbles to himself.
I stare towards him. I sigh as I pull the revolver from my belt. I load the correct bullet into the revolver. Give it a soft spin. As I keep an eye on him, I pause for a moment. Almost waiting. Trying to wait for that last semblance of recognition that I'm doing the thing I should be doing.
As you get into position and get the revolver ready, the whispering around you will start to increase It will quickly fill your mind with reassurance, and this reassurance will bolster your resolve subconsciously. You definitely seem to be on the right track.
So this is why it was engraved this way. I take a few steps forward. Heavy steps. As I look him dead in the eye. I'm sorry. But we have to make it out of here. Say your piece.
He'll drunkenly turn towards you, and meeting your gaze, he'll realize what's about to happen and quickly seem to sober up. What are you doing? He'll begin to rise to his feet, his arm coming up to try and hit the revolver away from you, while his other hand goes for the Desert Eagle in his own waistband.
I said say your piece. I pull it up, ready to fire.
As you pull the revolver away, he'll quickly grab hold of his Desert Eagle and begin to pull it from his waistband. He gets about halfway out before he narrows his eyes to get a closer look at you. Oh, you're that guy from earlier. Look, are you okay? It's me, Michael. He'll keep his hand on the Desert Eagle. I don't know what you mean about saying my piece, so what are you gonna do?
I need to get out. And I need my friends to get out.
So what, you're gonna shoot me? How's that gonna help you?
If the Night Mother feeds, she'll let us go.
What are you talking about? Man, just put the gun away and calm down, all right? Where'd your friends go?
Down the hall. But don't worry. They'll come running in a second.
No! He'll quickly pull his gun out.
I'll fire.
You engage in combat, attempting to shoot him before he is able to pull his gun out and fire back at you. As he pulls the gun out, he manages to fire off one round, which grazes your arm, leaving a burn as the round embeds itself through the wall and then carries on through 2 more walls in the darkness. Your own round goes between his eyes, blowing his head back and splattering the hot generator with his brain matter, allowing it to slowly sizzle off of the still warm metal. Slowly, his eyes will lose their light as a bit of confusion passes over his face. He sinks to first sit upon the stool he was sitting on earlier, and then fully collapse into his tool chests, loudly spreading the tools along the floor with the clatter of metal. The Night Mother sighs in satisfaction, and the whispering ceases. The door to the generator room slowly opens, and it is clear that though your friends approach, you are given some opportunity to leave, if you so wish, before they arrive.
I think I walk up to the body. I take his weapon. I take a look across it. And then stow it away. And just whisper to myself, this is out of our control now. I need to get you out. Even if that means I have to do horrible things to do it. And I'll leave.
So by the time we get back, is he gone?
As the two of you arrive back at the generator room, you find the door open, but only Michael's dead body within it. Of course, the scene is gruesome from the wound that inflicted his death, but a strange stillness has settled over the area, and though you've just heard the confrontation, it seems like it may have been quite a while ago that you're actually arriving to see the scene itself. The blood already drying upon the tools and concrete floor.
God, that fucking reeks. Shit, you see the gun anywhere? Either one of them?
I go and grab, like, try to reach around and just, like, move him around to try to see if I can find the gun. Maybe he fell on it or something.
God, that fucking reeks.
Looks like we're getting some freeze and some feedback through.
Yeah, I lost my computer connection, so I'm trying my best to hear you through the other feed. If you just give it a moment, I should get connection back on my end to hear you.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Shit, I'm the baddie now.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm the bad guy. Duh.
Are we the baddies?
Oh my god, we're the baddies!
I think just Jason, but
I gotta give my wide-eyed Charlie Manson look.
What do I need? Money? I got all the money in the world. I'm the king, man. Ugh.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
okay, like, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
just
can
fine.
also hear at least you, Ray.
Me,
So,
me.
Nico, will you try speaking real quick?
Ooh.
Twas brillig the slightly toves to gyre and gimble in the way, ball mims
Can't
with
hear
bar
you,
goes.
Nico, if you said
Bone
anything.
rats out grave. Beware the jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite,
Okay,
the claws that
I'm
catch.
gonna do this.
Marlo, you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Beware the jub bird and shun the frumious bandersnatch. Took his vorpal sword and handling time that makes him though he sighs up the bad temtum tree and stood a while in thought. And isn't a fish thought is to the jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffling through the tulgey wood and burbled as it came.
Look at that, look at that.
1, 2,
Got
1,
it
2,
there.
1, 3, Pain was tick attack and then Whistling the jabberwock, come to my arms, my beamish boy, for I'm just Kalukulei, Hue Trottle in his joy.
I just have Othello quotes going around my head. Every time I play this game, it's just nothing but Othello quotes.
Okay, we're back. Everyone see me?
Yes.
Yay!
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. But now Nico is gone from the feed,
Nope,
it looks like.
What?
Oh, no, you're still on the... Yeah, there, see? Told you he's gone. They were gone.
There's not. Yeah, I don't see him on
I'm-
a stream output.
Oh.
You're here. You're in the call, but you're not on the. You're not on the stream feed.
Yeah, that's actually my fault, because earlier when you turned cam off, I was trying to figure out how to move you fully off of feed.
Gotcha.
So it wasn't doing what I had wanted it to do. I know, folks, it's inconvenient.
What you gonna do?
Hey, at least we got some video stream. I mean, last time we didn't have anything, so we don't need Marlo picking up the whole screen. Let's see.
It's all good. We have cameras. We have cameras. Somebody died. All in all, we did pretty good.
Yeah, you kind of, I didn't expect you to kill that guy. Well, I kind of set it up, but I didn't expect you to go through with it.
You should really, really, really kill somebody. Oh, damn, dude. Shit, man. That was easier than expected.
Hey, I said last time on the screen recap, Jason's at the point now where he realizes, hey, I can't justify this anymore. This is actually happening. It's the only way to get everybody out is probably going to be caving somehow.
Every modern horror game I've been in, almost there's always that moment where the storyteller is like, "Damn, dude, I didn't realize it was going to be that easy to convince you to kill somebody." Cool.
We're all just one good convincing away.
It looks like we've got it all sorted back out. So let's pick up from the two of you discovering the body in the open room, because that's the last thing I heard.
Yeah, it reeks in here. Yeah. I guess we should find the gun.
Oh yeah. I just look at him for a minute. Michael. And just kind of move him to try to find the gun. Just did he fall on it? Did it go up under? Where is it?
You do your best to search the body, but you don't locate the gun either on him or within the room. Though when you do move him, which takes a bit of effort since he's dead weight, you do manage to find that flask from earlier with the initials engraved into it, which you definitely recognize as Stu's flask from the coffee shop.
This was Stu. See? And I turned the flask up so that you can see.
Kind of sniff the flask. What's he drinking?
He is drinking Fireball.
Poor bastard. So what's the V stand for?
It's SB.
What's the B stand for?
I don't know. I don't recall what.
Emily, you know his last name was Brunner.
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 Well, that is perplexing. Do we still give a shit about the generator? Do we, it's you and me, what are we doing? You've been here long, Gab.
If that's a lobby and that goes out,
Go out.
Theoretically, yes, but then again, is out any safer? I don't know.
Out is different.
That's true.
Out hasn't tried to kill me so far.
Yeah. I mean, things in the out have tried to kill me, but well, whatever. That's probably the best way, huh? Now, where did Jason go? You don't think Jason...
Somebody took the gun.
I'm going to look at the bullet wound, see if I can see the round in there.
You can't see the round inside of the mess that his head is now.
Yeah. I'm assuming there's not much of a back to the head.
No. It's blossomed, should we say.
So does that mean the bullet has come out?
Yes.
I'm going to search for that bullet, that casing.
Okay. You do your best to investigate the area in spite of the mess and blood that's kind of scattered around.
Yeah, I'm going to just kind of scoot, try to push I'm pushing around the blood and stuff, trying to find something hard in it, other than bone fragments, something bigger than a small bone fragment or something.
Pushing around through the blood, you do manage to find a very compressed bullet, likely from where it exited his skull and impacted the generator, crushing it on impact. It's hard to tell exactly what kind of round it is. Perhaps it could be the revolver, but you're not quite sure. You have only encountered 2 guns, and it is definitely not a round from the Desert Eagle.
I'm gonna pick it up and look at it and under the light as best I can to see if I can see any sort of initials or anything on it, knowing that those rounds it did have at one point.
Inspecting it closer, though it is pretty damaged from being crushed against the metal, you do make out at least half of an S and a few lines of a B that looks more like an E at this point.
I think it was Jason. I just don't know many people who engrave their bullets, and the Night Mother or whomever gave us that lovely bullet was putting initials on them.
So this literally had his name on it.
Initials, but yeah, pretty much. So if we run into Jason, we might want to proceed with caution. I'm not sure why he would kill Stukel, and I'm not really quite understanding because he was just getting on to me for seeming threatening to the man. So... Pot kettle there, Jason.
Well, is it bothering you that the murder world that's trying to kill us is apparently also deeply invested in literary hooks? I mean, initials on the bullet.
I think the Night Mother's got a style. I think.
Yeah, English criticism.
I thought it was a scare tactic, honestly, because I didn't think any of us would shoot each other, but, well. Yeah.
To the lobby?
To the lobby.
We exit.
As you are exiting, I'm attempting to get Ray back in, because Ray is no longer here. As you exit and return to the lobby, you do your best to once more move through the darkness. It's a little easier this time than it was before, seeing as you've gone back and forth in the hall twice now. And once you're in the lobby once more, you'll find it hard to move across the room without some sort of light source. You now stand in the lobby in complete darkness.
Can I see, before I could see the outline of a desk, can I see which direction that desk is pointing?
The side with the opening for someone to sit behind it is definitely towards you.
Well, usually receptionists are facing the door, right?
One would think.
All right.
Point toward the front and head toward it.
I'm going to reach over and hook my arm through theirs. Oh. No, I'm not. But it's not. Okay, can you hear me now?
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Me.
No!
Ray, can you hear us?
Wait, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Test.
Woo.
Test.
Okay. At the top, is there like a little join box or anything?
Nope.
Sorry.
No join.
I'm trying to get Ray set back up here.
I can...
That's so weird. Yeah, but, you know. Yeah, it's just giving me a server error when I try to put you back into the feed. There we go. So we can continue while we're waiting on that. You said you linked your arms with Hue Chromas?
Yes. I'm going to link my arm with theirs, and just so we can walk that direction and not lose each other in the dark.
Okay. That's fine with you. As the two of you proceed forward and make your way around the desk, you'll begin to hear that scraping sound that you heard before from beyond the generator door when Michael first allowed you inside.
Quick step.
It seems to come from the direction you came from and stops just at the entrance into the room.
Picking up the pace.
Straight line. Straight
As you
ahead.
increase your pace, as you both increase your pace, it of course increases the sound that you're making. There's a slight grunt from the direction of the hallway, and then the dragging noise begins to follow you, though it is slow. Not as though you're being chased, but more like something is investigating what it is hearing. Eventually you reach another set of double doors, and since it's so dark, you happen to run into it and out onto the other side. You find yourself in another wide room. This room is partially lit on one side of it, allowing you to see that the floor is made up of blue and white tiles. They seem quite grimy, but it's to be expected for this area. The walls themselves are whitewashed, and fluorescent lights hang from the ceiling. And the ones that work provide a kind of sickening, reflective light that causes a bit of vertigo as the doors swing closed behind you. The dragging noise reaches the point of the door and stops, and then you can hear it going back in the direction it came. You seem to be safe for the time being.
If it knows to investigate and it heard the door open, why didn't it follow us?
Wolf won't follow you into a bear den?
That's what I was afraid you were gonna say. All right. I'm going to inspect this room and look for a way out of it, a way that looks like an outdoor exit.
Looking around the room, you see that on the lit side there are two exits, one upon what you expect to be the south wall, and one what you expect to be the east wall, which would mean that you are facing south at the moment.
Yeah, right.
The door directly in front of you, which would be the south door, is also a double swinging door, but this one seems to be partially chained closed. Only one of the windows on this is covered up by some kind of grimy looking paper, but through the other one you can see another hallway, which seems to open out into some kind of grassy courtyard. The door on the east wall, which would be, of course, to your left, is a single door. It appears to be some kind of office door, and the plaque on the front of it reads, Dr. Stella Brewster. Getting a closer look at the room, you realize it appears to be some sort of waiting room. There are several chairs against one wall. And now that you've settled, you begin to hear soft voices of people in the background, chattering as though there are people waiting for an appointment here, though you see no one.
We shifted.
I know that one goes out, but I really need to go in that one. And I point to the door that says Stella's name on it.
Fine. Any room is just as likely as the last one to kill us, so lead on.
All right. I go and try to skirt around chairs as though I don't want to bump into people. Because although I can't see them, I can kind of hear them.
Even getting close to the chairs, you don't feel yourself really bump into anyone. And the pitch of the voices seems kind of weird, as though when you move closer, they move further away or to different locations within the room themselves. Once you pass from the dark area to the lit area, things will shift again, and you will no longer see Hue Chroma. Inside the room, which was before dark, will now be a solid wall. And after a moment, Hue Chroma will kind of just appear, standing behind you, as they also slip from the dark side of the room to the lit side.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were gone.
Now, here, what? So we're in the light in this room? This is the office or the...
Still the lobby.
Okay.
I'm gonna...
Here.
I'm gonna walk over to Stella's door now and reach for the doorknob, stop, do my hand up to a fist, and give one little, or two little, right on the door.
Oh, of course. Who's there?
Do I recognize that voice?
Yes.
Doc, can I come in? It's Emily.
Emily? Look, I don't have any appointments for Emily right now, but if it's really important, come on in. You hear the sound of metal clattering on some kind of platter from the other side of the door.
She doesn't know who I am. Did we time jump? I open the door and stick my head inside to look before I step in.
As you begin to open the door, you will get it perhaps an inch and a half open, and there'll suddenly be a face there, staring back at you, perfectly at eye level. For a moment, the face is identical to yours, except its eyes are bloodshot and nearly bulging out of their sockets. The door will be slammed back closed as though pushed, rattle for a moment, and then turn once more and allow you to slowly begin opening it, if you so wish.
Yeah, I'm gonna open that door.
As you open the door, you are greeted by a strange sight. It appears to be some kind of mix between lab and office, with several large machines against one wall on the far side. They take up quite a bit of room, seeing as the room isn't very big to begin with. Directly in the center of this room is a high-backed metal chair. And sitting upon this chair is Jason. His back rigid, but his head slumped down and his eyes closed, as though whispering into the gaping hole that has been cut into his chest, where his heart had been before. Dr. Stella Brewster stands nearby, the organ held in one hand and a set of forceps in the other that she kind of looks at and then haphazardly tosses aside. As you enter, she looks to you and lowers her surgical mask. Who are you again? Come in. Yeah, you too. As she sets down the organ, Hue, as though shoved, you'll feel yourself stumbling into the room,
Thunk.
bumping into Emily and forcing both of you to fully enter before the door shuts behind you.
That
and
wasn't
you hear
me.
the deadbolt switch. Emily watches you with both eyes, no eye patch to hide one. And as she looks you up and down, she, laughs softly. Oh, wait. You must be my 4 o'clock appointments. Have a seat right over there. I'll be right with you. She'll gesture to 2 chairs by the door, and as she does so, she'll approach Jason once more and begin digging in the hole within his chest.
Yeah, we're going.
Yeah. Gonna turn around and find the door. Or maybe don't turn around. Don't turn my back, but reach back and find the door. I'm not putting my back to this. No.
As you reach back, you're able to grip the doorknob. As you get a firm grip and begin to turn it in hopes of opening the door behind you, it's suddenly pulled backwards, pulling your entire hand with it until it is encased in what you assume to be the wall, as surely if it was the door, your hand would have went through the other side by now. Something clamps down upon your forearm, making it hard to pull your hand free.
Something's try to jerk my arm free. Something's I can't.
You really should have sat down.
Emily?
You can't trust the walls in this place. You see, they happen to move. You begin to hear gears once more grinding.
Help me.
The walls.
I turn around and look to see can I punch this wall out? I don't think I'm strong enough, but I'm gonna look and see what I can do here to help.
Punch!
As you turn to face the wall and the door, you can hear Stella clicking her tongue in disappointment behind you, but still digging around through her patient's chest. It seems that the doorknob has slid into the wall itself, encasing Hue's hand and locking it in about 3 inches up the forearm. The more they tug, the more their skin begins to be pulled away from the muscle, degloving their forearm the harder they pull.
I'm gonna look for a tool or something that I can hit. Wrench! I take the wrench and start slamming it against the door here, trying to get it to break off.
As you begin slamming against the door, the sound will echo through the walls, and the sound of grinding gears will grow in intensity. Hue Chroma, roll to endure your injury. While Emily, you do your best to continue to break the door, but it seems for naught as things slightly begin to shift in front of you. Hue, as you continue to tug your arm, the peeling of your skin becomes overwhelming, coursing through your body and sending jolts of pain to other locations.
Relax. Stop pulling.
Your vision begins to come in and out. But if you are able to endure, you may be able to pull your hand free before this wall shifts. You have one final chance to roll.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Are you okay? Oh my god. What is happening?
At the last moment, Hue Chroma, you're able to rip your hand free, and along with it comes all the flesh from your hand itself, exposing muscle and bone down to the fingers beneath. The pain is overwhelming and you're unable to even scream as your body automatically goes into shock. Stella laughs softly. I told you that. Just have a seat, alright? Now I'm gonna have to deal with that too. She angrily points at you with her blood-dripping hand as the wall shifts and the door slides up into the ceiling. There's the crunch of gooey flesh as what would have been your hand is compressed within the ceiling, and where the door was before is now simply a solid wall.
I help Hue Chroma into a chair, into one of the chairs Stella indicated, and sit down myself and just stare at what she's doing to Jason.
Good. Good. And now that we've got that settled, we can wake up our other patient here and get them on their way. She'll turn around and, taking her scalpel up once more, will plunge it deep into Jason's throat. And in unison, his eyes will open and he will take in a breath as though he has never breathed before in his life. And that, folks, is where we'll end the session for tonight.
Okay. Oh boy.
I hope that everyone enjoyed the show and that... Hold on, updating something real quick.
That was badass.
There you go. Sorry about that. Just had to adjust some video on feed. Hopefully that actually adjusted for us. It shows that it did on my side, so hopefully it did on your side as well. Thank you all for joining us tonight. I hope that the video was at least smooth. I know that we had a couple of hiccups, but I'm so glad that we now have video. Hopefully with this setup I can start adding in captions and lots of other stuff for us to enjoy. So I hope all of you can tune in next time, and thanks for being here. Have a good day. Good night.
Be safe.
Bye.
Let it hit our delay count.